Yo, what's up, bro? Am I the only person that thinks that the Roblox MMORPG genre is dying very quickly? Bro, this hurts my soul. As someone who grew up playing MMOs, it's only natural for me to aspire to make a cool MMO someday, and I'm actually kinda working on one right now. Listen, it's no secret that the Roblox platform's variety in games and the innovation rate is declining incredibly fast. I mean, just look at this Souls RNG copies. Not gonna lie, if you play Souls RNG or any of its copies for that matter, bro, you might wanna get your brain checked because you might just be brain dead and running on 2 brain cells, kinda like me for real. And I know I sound like I'm mad hating, but well, actually, who am I kidding? I am hating. But are you really gonna tell me that playing a game where all you do is scroll for different auras while standing there is normal? Like, I'm not tripping for thinking that way. I must have missed the part where humanity lost its intellect because I'd rather do anything else, but apparently all these players think otherwise, but whatever. But hey, it's not just the Souls RNG copies. We can see people copying themselves in terms of Battlegrounds and pretty much every other game genre for that matter. And I don't necessarily condemn people for copying different Battlegrounds or any other game genre for that matter, as long as they add something new to it, just like Jujutsu Shenanigans has done. I happen to really enjoy that game. But all these games copying each other had me really thinking, wait, where are all the good MMOs? Roblox used to be filled with MMOs and RPGs back in the day. Like, bro, almost every single game had a leveling system and some sort of progression and all that good stuff. I'm not saying that we don't have any at the moment, we just haven't had any new releases that have significantly impacted the platform. Like, the last MMOs that dropped that were like something big in the platform were like Shindo or Deep Woken back in 2021, I believe. Like, bro, it's been 2 whole years since that happened, and people in the platform are still debating if Bloxfruit is a good game or not. And the answer to that is nobody gives a f. Like, someone please make a new MMO. Bloxfruit is older than my grandma at this point. And here's the thing, it's not like the devs are not making MMOs because they can't, it's because they don't want to. And the reason for that is because of the game genre we call Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds are not new to the platform. You can actually trace the Battleground genre in the platform all the way back to 2015 with the game Fighters, or even back to 2010 with the game Catalog Haven by Sky Studios. And here's the thing about Battlegrounds in regard to MMOs. They fit perfectly in the platform while being the perfect blend between games that require at least some skill to play and also games that have you enjoy the experience with friends or other players. When you compare the moves and abilities between MMOs and Battlegrounds, you realize that they are exactly the same. Like, devs, if they wanted, they could have made an MMO because all they'd have to do is just add a leveling system, which is incredibly easy to do. And I know that that's not all it takes to make a good MMO, but what I'm trying to prove by saying this is that the lack of talent is not the issue here. Like, have you seen some of the moves that they're making for these Battlegrounds, bro? Like, bro,
let's play a little game I made. All you gotta do is pick a candy bar, one gotta play. If you eat the wrong one, I swear to God, but that's on you. All I know is if you spit that shit out, boy, I bet I shoot.
how the f do we even do that? I'm pretty sure a lot of people like MMOs and some they would like to make their own cool MMO. You might be one of them, and I know that I am one of them for sure, but for all of you with that dream, well, bad news for us. We might as well make a Battleground instead. At least that's if you want to make a successful game or have the best chances of it. It's literally just the MMOs without the leveling system, without the progression, without the NPCs. Like, bro, it's 1/4 of the work of building an MMO, and your game is much more likely to be successful. And I'm not saying that if you're making an MMO you should quit. I'm making one and I'm still gonna keep working on it until I release it, but I'm really starting to consider creating some sort of Battleground-ish game. The combat doesn't seem too hard to code, and as long as you have a decent map and decent looking skills, there's a decent chance you're gonna get some players. Now, there might be some light at the end of the tunnel for the MMO genre still. We have some very promising projects on the way, like ULC's Pocket Anime Legends. Actually, scratch that. We'd be lucky if we get a release from that before my grandchildren are born. Jujutsu Infinite, maybe? Depending on how successful these games are, once they release, I might actually just start practicing coding specifically and exclusively for combat, so I can make better combat games and probably not make any MMOs for a good while. I mean, I already know that casual games are what rule the platform, but damn, there's one last quick thing I want to touch on real quick. If after all I've told you, you still want to make an MMO, well, I suggest you go the closed community route. If you don't know what that is, essentially you make your game, But you don't just let anyone play your game. Players have to apply to play your game and sometimes even pay. That seems to be working for a lot of people. That's what I'm planning to do with my Star Wars inspired game, at least for the beginning of it. If you're a Star Wars fan and you'd like to be part of that, DM me. And yeah, I could make a separate video talking about why I think making CC games is a good idea, but for now, all I'll say to you is to look into it because some devs are actually doing pretty good with it. And yeah, alright bro, that's all I have for today. I know I didn't provide too much value today, but hopefully Wednesday's video can kind of make up for it. Regardless, let me know in the comments what you think about the Battlegrounds versus MMO or any other types of games. And this said, keep leveling up bro, be safe, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.